So, what if I told you there's a single psychological trick that could give you way more control, a huge confidence boost, and just make you feel more present in any room? Let's dive into a really simple mental command that can honestly change how you experience every single moment.
Have you ever had that feeling where you're just running on autopilot? You know, your mouth is moving, but you're not really in the driver's seat of what you're saying. Your mind is racing, lost somewhere in the past or the future. You're there physically, but mentally, you're a million miles away. It's a super common feeling, but it absolutely doesn't have to be your default state.
And the solution isn't some complex 10-step meditation you have to master. Nope, it's just a simple command you give to yourself. A little mental cue that pulls you right out of that autopilot fog and puts you firmly back in control. And you know the best part? You don't actually have to do anything extra. You just have to remember.
So what is this magic command? Well, it's a technique called the art of self-observation. And you can think of it like a mental switch. One that flips you from being this kind of unconscious actor in your own life to a conscious, aware observer. And that simple little shift in perspective, it changes everything.
And here it is. The command is as simple as it gets. Observe yourself. That's it. It's just the act of remembering to notice what you're doing, or saying, or even thinking in that exact moment. You're not judging it, you're not trying to fix it, you are simply becoming aware.
And that's really the whole beauty of this thing. This isn't another task to add to your to-do list. It's all about remembering to tap into an awareness that you already possess. The real power is in the remembering, not in the doing.
Okay, I get it. This might sound a little out there, a bit abstract. So let's make it super concrete. How does this actually play out in the real world? Let's walk through a classic scenario, a first date.
So, picture this. You're on a date and you're just talking and talking and talking. You've pretty much given your entire life story in the first 30 minutes. Then that little cue just pops into your head, observe yourself. And bam, suddenly you're aware. You think, whoa, I have been rambling on and on. I haven't even asked them a single question. In that split second of awareness, you now have a choice. You can keep rambling, or you can pause, take a breath, and decide to actually listen.
And that moment, right there, that's the moment you take back the controls. You don't become some kind of weird robot. You just become intentional. You're not on autopilot anymore. You are actively choosing how you want to engage.
All right, so let's take this idea one step deeper. It's not just about watching your external actions, like talking too much. You can apply the exact same technique to your inner world, to your thoughts.
Just think about when you're doing something mundane, like washing the dishes. Where does your mind usually go? I bet it's everywhere but the present moment, right? By remembering to spark that moment of awareness, you can actually catch where your thoughts have drifted off to. You're not just observing the action of washing dishes, you're observing all that internal chatter that's happening at the same time.
And here's a really cool side effect of this. When you use that observe yourself cue to snap back to the present, you can often catch the very last thought you were having. This is like getting a secret look into your own mind's patterns. Are your thoughts productive? Anxious? Are you always replaying the past? Now you'll actually start to see.
So you might be thinking, okay, a few moments of awareness, big deal. So what? Well, those small pauses, those tiny little moments of observation, they are exactly what create massive change over time. This is how you really start to break those bad habits that have been around forever.
Remember when you were a kid and maybe a parent was always telling you, stop shaking your leg? Well, this technique basically becomes your own internal parent. You're nervously shaking your leg, the cue pops up, observe yourself. You become aware. Oh, there I go again. And you stop. A few minutes later, it starts up again, but you catch it again. See, each time you observe and stop, you weaken that habit's grip until eventually it just fades away.
Look, this is not an overnight fix. It's a practice that builds on itself. On day one, you might only remember to do it once, but that one time, it matters. A few weeks in, you'll notice you're catching yourself more and more. And then, a couple of months down the road, you'll realize you're in so much better control of your actions, your words, and your thoughts. You will have fundamentally changed your whole relationship with yourself.
Because really, that's what this is all about. You can't change the past, and you can't control the future. The only place where you have any real power to make a change, to take an action, to choose a different path is right here, in the present moment. And self-observation is the key that unlocks it.
So you see, the power isn't just in the observing, it's in the choice that awareness creates for you. This technique basically brings you to the front door of that choice, but it's up to you to walk through it.
So the question is, now that you're aware, what will you choose to do?